Happy Thursday. Once again in Digibug 2. I want to talk about Litecoin and Omnilite. Now, you might have heard something about this. You might not have if you're not on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, a lot of people are resistant to it. I've noticed that there's an audience on YouTube and there's an audience on Twitter. Twitter, if you're interested in crypto, is a good place to be, even if you just create an account and follow certain people and just watch, because that's where all the action is when it comes to crypto. That's when you're going to see all the new announcements. It's the community is there, CEOs of projects are there, billionaires are there, and the interesting thing about Twitter is you can interact with them, a lot of times get in a conversation with them. People you'd never be able to talk to before or have access to. So there's a lot of knowledge there. If you're into crypto, Twitter's a good space to be. Like I said, just create an account and get on there and start following some people. Follow Clint Westwood. I'll point you in the right direction, but I put content out there on Twitter as well. And it's more bang bang. I can only put a 2 minutes 20 second video out on Twitter, so there's a limit. And I have to be very succinct. It has to be bam bam, and I do it pretty well. So I can do that. I've adapted to that, but I can also ramble with the best of them. But I'm going to talk about Omnilite, and the reason why I talk about Twitter is because that's where I found out most of the information about Omnilite. Now, what Omnilite is, you can download a core wallet. Now, a core wallet, they look very similar. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Redcoin, a lot of those core wallets look the same because they're all built on the Bitcoin code. And so when you install it, you're like, oh, this looks familiar if you've ever done it. But what that allows you to do is download the whole blockchain, the transactions, on your computer. So you're going to need a laptop, a computer, a PC, even a Mac, with some space on it. I don't know, usually they say have like 25 gigs of space, I think is what Omnilite recommended. So make sure you got enough hard drive space. You could add a hard drive, a USB hard drive, and run it on that, I guess. But you'll download this, and for Omnilite, it's basically like downloading the Litecoin core wallet. So you're, a node, let's say. So you would go to omnilite.org, download it, and it's going to look just like a Litecoin core wallet, except it's got some Omnilite options in it. Takes, depending upon your computer, maybe a few days to get the whole blockchain, nailed down and updated. But at that point, you can send a transaction from that, and you know that you're interacting with that blockchain and securing it. You can see the transaction because you have the whole blockchain downloaded. So you download that, and you can create tokens on the Litecoin blockchain, and consequently NFTs, because an NFT is just a non-fungible token. Fungible just means interchangeable. If it's non-fungible, it means it's not interchangeable. In other words, it's unique. It's not like any others. So yesterday I got the whole thing downloaded. I sent it a little bit of Litecoin. I sent like 0.3 Litecoin to the wallet, because you need a little Litecoin every time you make a transaction. So if you create a coin, create a token, you need a little bit of Litecoin, like gas, for the network. You don't need much in Litecoin, and that's why this is kind of cool. I put in 0.3, and I think for the first transaction to create a token, it was like 0.00005 Litecoin, very minimal. So what I did is I created an NFT. I'm like, okay. Went through a tutorial, a guy on Twitter, Rob D, shout out to him. He put out a video on how to do it. He's got his own YouTube channel that he puts content out, just, to help people. So I followed his steps, did it, and boom, first try, got an NFT. And so what I did, when an NFT is unique, how that works, because you see a lot of people creating these images, these apes and dragons and all these different things as NFTs. And you think, okay, I see that it's an NFT. I see that I can buy that NFT. It looks like I can put it in my wallet, but where is it? What am I buying? And so this process that I did last night kind of took me through that a little bit. So I created an NFT, and it was just a picture that I had taken earlier in the day. It was me smoking a cigar. Sky in the background, so it looked like the sky was the smoke from the cigar. Just snapped it at random, and I thought, well, I'll just use that picture because it's a recent picture. That'll be my NFT. So what I did in the Omnilite, this phone is gonna fall off. I need a better holder. There you go. So I created this NFT by going into Omnilite, making sure I had a little Litecoin in there, went through all the properties that Rob put in his video and named it, gave a description, and you could even put a URL in there. In other words, a link to where the particular NFT is if you want to do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I uploaded it to my website. I created an image folder for it, dropped the image in there, and then I linked to it in the creation of this token, this NFT, on the Litecoin blockchain through Omnilite, and got done. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. It was done. Basically, you're minting an NFT at that point, and it's for nothing. It's cheap. And so all the details of that, I could go to the Explorer in Omnilite. They have an Explorer. I put in the identifier, or the hash code, the hash, they call it, the unique identifier. There's other ways to search it, but I put that in, and boom, all the details came up. So it was stored on that blockchain. You could look at it. You could actually see all the properties and had the URL. You could click on it. You could see the link. And I'm like, cool. So there is that ability to start creating NFTs on the Litecoin network. And it's written to the Litecoin blockchain. Now, think of an NFT as really a certificate of rights or ownership to a particular object or digital object. And so that's all I did last night. So I created it. I'm the owner. Now, there's nothing to stop somebody from saying, well, I'm just going to download that image, I could put it in a password protected directory that's got the image, linked, but it is what it is. There's a lot of ways to secure it, but once it's out there, anything digital you can take. It's just proving ownership, because at some point I could say, no, I own that, and anybody who uses that and anything, I need royalties for it. I need, $1 every time somebody, shows it, whatever. It's just like music, you think music, every time some of this music plays in movies, over and over again, there's royalties that go to the creator, or this person, that person, however it's set up. So I see the same thing coming with NFTs, because it proves ownership. And what better way to prove ownership and have that certificate of ownership and on a blockchain like Litecoin that's been running for over 10 years. Now, you could put it on some of these newer blockchains, which a lot of people are doing. They're creating NFTs on blockchains that haven't been around that long. I mean, that, it's a risk you take. I mean, is that where you want to publish your ownership? Is that where you want to put your certificate, of authenticity? Is that where you want to put it? I'd rather put it on the Litecoin blockchain, something that's been around for a long time. So it was pretty easy. It wasn't too bad. Once I got over kind of the knowing, I had some documentation, it wasn't bad. So what you could further do is, okay, and a lot of people are doing this, they're creating tokens. So you can go out using Omnilite, and you can create a token on the Litecoin blockchain. You can determine the name of the token, if it's on the Litecoin mainnet, which is the main blockchain that does all the transactions that we're familiar with, or the testnet. You can create as many as you want. You can make them fractionalized or divisible. So it can be, okay, I want to create 1,000 tokens, YouTube tokens, whatever you want to call it. Or you're like, say I got a book club. All right, I'm going to create 1,000 book club tokens, 1,000 BCTs, and then I'm going to create it on the Litecoin blockchain. So it's got a record of that. There's 1,000 of them. Are they divisible? And I'll say, yeah, they're divisible. So otherwise, you could have 1,000 whole tokens that can't be divided. That's it. Or you can make them divisible. So down to the 8th digit, to the right of the decimal point. So you've got 1,000 of these that you just go out and create. And if you've got this book club, say you got 10 members in it, and then you all decide, hey, we're going to each get 10 of these tokens to start with. All right, so that eats up 100 of them, and so there's 900 tokens left. And then you kind of decide what to do with them. You may have a speaker in or something for a particular book, at your book club. It's like, hey, man, we landed this guy. He's going to come in, and there's other people that want to show up, and you say, we're going to charge $10 to come in and, listen to this guy talk, or $20, whatever you want to, whatever. But if you've got one of our book club tokens, you can get in at half price. So instead of $20, it's $10. Well, how do I get one of these book club tokens? Well, you can become a patron or a sponsor of the book club, or you can donate a book, or you can do this, whatever. You can create it, and then you can give them a token. And so now they've got this token that grants them special privileges. So, I mean, so that can build value in and of itself. So think of a small town. A small town has some small businesses, and the small businesses get together and they say, hey, you know what, we want to offer some incentive points, or something to get people coming to our shops. A point system, reward system. All companies do this. They have points, you build up so many points. Go to McDonald's, you get all these points, and then you redeem them for something. Think same way with this. It's just that you could do it with Litecoin if you wanted to, but there's an expense to that. I mean, you got to go out and get the Litecoin. You got to put energy into getting it. If you get Fed dollars, Fed notes to get the Litecoin. But now you can sit there and say, okay, we're going to create 1 million of these tokens, or 100,000 of these tokens, whatever. We're going to call it our small business token, SBTs. So the small businesses in the town decide, okay, there's X amount of this. We're all going to get, this many tokens, and we're going to keep this many in reserve, for future whatevers. So now you've got someone who might be a loyal customer. They come in, they buy a bunch of stuff, and you're like, hey, I'm going to give you, the business says, I'm going to give you one of my tokens. And so, what's that good for? Well, that can get you 10% off next time you come in, or every time you shop here. You get 10% off. You've got this token. Or if you pay with these tokens, you get, a discount. So people are thinking, okay, well, how do I get these tokens? Well, every time you buy $100 worth of stuff at the store, maybe you get a token. And so when you come back, you can use that token to get 10% off. Or if you pay with that token, you get, 20% off if you're paying fully in those tokens. You can sell those tokens at that point. It's like a gift card. You see that a lot of times, you go to Olive Garden. Hey, buy a gift card for $50. We'll give you one for $10, that you can use later. So, it's like getting a 20% discount almost in a way. So you've got credit to that store. You could do the same thing with these tokens, and it's a minimal cost. It costs you nothing. Now, everybody would have to download at this point Omnilite, on a computer, and, for a customer, okay, they'd have to do it at home. But I see as this gets built out, you can open your phone up, and just like Ethereum, you've got Ethereum, in this case would be Litecoin, and then you've got your Ethereum tokens, in this case it would be Litecoin tokens, that reside on the Litecoin network. And so you could go and you could, boom, hey, look, I got these tokens. You could send those tokens. I mean, it will get to that point. It just needs to build itself out. This is just new, and I'm just talking about it, feeling my way through it. But I'm trying to think of all the applications that could be done. It's just an interesting thing. And, it's pretty cool. You can go out there and create your own tokens and, have ownership of those. But I want to start thinking about, and I think we all need to start thinking about ways that we can stop using the old system, because now we've really got tools in different ecosystems. This is just, I'm talking Litecoin. You've got tools to where you can start getting creative. It's already been invented. It's already out there. And yeah, it takes a little bit of work. It was work to mine Bitcoin, back in the day. And it was work to get Bitcoin back, before there was a platform to buy it. And it wasn't easy, but you could learn to do it and actually do it if you wanted to do it. Now we've got an opportunity to do the same kind of thing. There's many opportunities. I'm just talking about one. But you've got that ability to start thinking, okay, how can this change things? How can this change my business? What can I do with this new tool to break free from a system that, these small businesses, they go and Johnny Litecoin's good on this. Follow him on Twitter. Another good reason to be on Twitter. But he has a show with Litecoin Lisa every Thursday. I have my show with Lisa on Friday. It's happy hour. But with Litecoin Lisa, he has a show on Thursdays today. So at 4 p.m. Central Time, he will be on. And he's in the payments business. He knows all about, transactions. That's why he's a big Litecoin fan, because he sees what benefit that is over the traditional system, because the traditional system does not benefit small businesses. Because a lot of these small businesses, every time they take a credit card swipe, they're getting hit for 3, 4, 5, up to 8%, depending upon the contract they've got with that credit card company. So, I mean, they're really getting ripped off. So when you're paying a small business with a credit card, you might think, well, I'm getting 2% points back in Fed dollars, Fed notes. But that business, they're paying that, and then some on top of it. So you're better off using the dirty fiat, the dirty cash, because at that point, they're not getting hit with those percentages. So every time we opt into that older system, that's built, we're not helping small businesses. We're actually hitting them. So what a great opportunity for small businesses. Businesses, a lot of times you'll say, hey, discount for cash or an upcharge if you use a credit card, because they got to eat that. What if they had an opportunity like this and they start building something out to where it's like, hey, I want to take crypto, or hey, I've got loyalty coins, and I'll take this crypto, and if you pay with this crypto, I'll give you some loyalty coins that are on this same crypto network. So you pay with Litecoin, you can get some of these Litecoin tokens that we all created here, and then if you pay with those tokens, you'll get a further discount. Or if you hold so many tokens, you get a discount. There's all kinds of ways to look at it, but the cost of creation for the tokens is basically minimal, nothing. And so it's an easy way to build a loyalty program or a discount program. I don't want to say an easy way, but it can be done. And given how they're paying so much in charges for credit cards now, I mean, it's just, if there's an opportunity and that technology's there, that's a pretty cool thing. So I'm trying out the Omnilite stuff. I'll create some tokens. And anybody who wants to download that, I'll just set up some mechanism, email me or, hit me up on Twitter, to send you some of those tokens. Just to, are they worth anything? No. But it's kind of cool that we can do that kind of thing. And I just want to try it out, and we can all see how it works. And, then you're running the node too. You've got the blockchain downloaded on your computer, and you're helping to support the Litecoin network and doing that too. But it's really neat, to be able to create stuff through this technology and see it written on the blockchain permanently. So those tokens will always be there, and you can trade them back and forth, and that's what I want to do. So yeah, download Omnilite. Go to omnilite.org and check that out. You can download that onto your computer, get that going, and I'll talk more about it. But I'd love to send some tokens to people, to all of you. I just gotta get it further along. Won't be doing it this weekend because I'll be leaving tonight. Be going to Texas. There's a friend of mine, Bitcoin Ben, is having a weekend seminar for entrepreneurs down there, and asked if I'd come down and say something. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Talk about this maybe, huh? Litecoin Lisa is going to be there too. He asked both of us to come down, and so we're gonna talk to some of these entrepreneurs who are getting into crypto and looking at crypto as a new job to get out of the old system, because they see that all of these tools are being built, and they want to be a part of that, and they want to learn how. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. The drive, is what it is. Leave tonight, be there tomorrow, and head home on Sunday. But it'll be a good time. I love meeting people, good people out there. I know some of you are going, which is awesome. Shout me out. Come find me. I don't know what you look like. You know what I look like. So come see me. Grab me. Say, hey, Westwood. And we'll hang out. Probably have a beer or a couple of beers. And that'll be a good time. So I look forward to that. All right. Again, a lot of rambling about Omnilite and Litecoin. I want to talk more about it, but look into it. It's, if we don't take action and start doing something, then we're going to keep doing the same old thing. And that's not acceptable, I don't think, at this point. We're seeing 7% plus inflation for the last year. They said, this came out yesterday, the numbers, the official numbers. I mean, that's horrific. And, all in the morning news programs, that's all they talk about now. We've got food shortages and this shortage, that shortage. and the cost of this is going up, well, you can blame it on a lot of different things, but the underlying factor is you've got inflation that's running away. I was talking to my dad, and he said, how much is a 2x4 now? You know, what do you think? I just saw it. And it was $4. It had gone down to $4 not that long ago. And now it's up to $6.50 for a 2x4. And it's becoming, it's not working for the average person. Most of us are average people. I mean, we don't have, money that, it doesn't matter kind of money. FU money. If you've ever seen the movie The Gambler, that's a great clip with John Goodman and Mark Wahlberg. John Goodman talks about FU money, what he says, the actual words. And there's something to be said about that, to being outside that system and just not caring and saying, hey, I got enough, got everything paid off, I own it, and you know what, I'm good, so F you. And that should be, I think, where we all want to be when someone comes knocking and say, F you. It's a great clip. Go watch the Gambler clip. If you don't like F-bombs, then probably shouldn't watch it. But the point is good. And John Goodman's delivery is on point. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day. I don't know when I'm going to make another video. I think we're going to do a happy hour tomorrow, though. That will be simulcast on this channel. It'll be later in the evening tomorrow, Friday night. Litecoin Lisa and I will do our happy hour, and probably after a few drinks, so that might be funny. So if you want to watch that live, go check it out on her channel. You can watch it on this channel, too. More people are commenting on her channel. She got more watchers, viewers than I do. So you got a lot more people commenting at the time when it's live. But you can watch it here too. It'll be on my show. So if you put the notification bell on my channel, it'll show up. But go check out Litecoin Lisa, her YouTube channel. Every day during the week, she's got a guest, Monday through Friday. I happen to be Friday because it's happy hour, and that's what I'm all about, And but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she's got different guests that all have different views on crypto and life. So it's really good. She does a great job. She's got a Patreon site too. So if you want to support her, go out to Patreon and support Litecoin Lisa. And I will see her tomorrow, and we will be live tomorrow on happy hour. And I hope you have a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful weekend if I don't talk directly to you until after the weekend. I'll do my best, but I'll be traveling a lot. So, all right, hit that thumbs up. It helps. It really does. It's been helping. Make any comments. The comments do help too, and I try to respond to every comment, at least give you a thumbs up. So I appreciate all of you. I really do for taking the time to watch this. Very important. You're choosing to use your energy to spend on this, and I am grateful. I appreciate that. You don't have to do that, and I'm thankful that you do. All right. I love you all, and have a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful weekend.